I have been here for a year. Subtel yeah.
Oh my. We're in spooky territory now. Hello, everyone! How we doing? How are we doing on this fine Friday? I think this is the last Friday of the No, this is the second last Friday of the year. It Spreads is done. That's it. It's done. Okay. Let me just go real quick. Wild, good job on getting first. Scarlet, thank you so much for 1 whole year of subbing. Ah. That is insane that it's been a whole year. Well, thank you anyways. And yes, hi, this is the PNG tuber that I have been using for a hot second while working on its spreads. Because, I mean, well, now you guys know the context of this. Because now it's out. It's done. It's all done. Wait. Oh my god, I don't think I've updated the card. Hold on. Wait. Everyone pause. Everyone freeze. Hold on. Did I not update the card? Oh no. Oh no! We're gonna do some really quick fixing. Because if you do, oh, thank you for the, okay, posture check, rude. Okay, because if you do exclamation mark, it spreads in the chat, it'll give you the link. Yeah, that link, except if you scroll to the very bottom, it doesn't show the completed thing. Hold on. We're fixing this so fucking fast, you guys. We're so fast. It's gonna be so fast, okay? Anyways, how are you guys doing? How Tumblr. Tumblr without my fix is ugly. But yeah, how is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Everyone's been enjoying, hopefully they're gonna be getting a break from work because of Cribbus. Read through A, can't wait to see the, was it Markiplier? Yeah, Markiplier was there. I don't talk about it. That's E's fault. That is what's up, I'm E's fault, okay? Alright. Boop. Chapter 9. Done. And we hit save and publish changes. Give it a second, and it's done. There we go. Now you can read the last chapter. Oopsie doopsie. It's fixed now though, so it's fine. But anyways, yes, I hope everyone's having a good time, a good day. And I hope you're excited for this. Sent in my creative writing to. Oh hell yeah! Congrats, Lucid. That's awesome. I hope all goes well. But I think we should just get into it, because this is, if you don't know, if you just got the live notification, you haven't been seeing any of my stuff on Discord or stuff on socials, this is essentially a director's cut. No, not director's cut. Director commentary kind of a stream. So I'm going to be reading through its spreads. I'm going to be reading it out loud and trying not to cringe at myself. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. But yes, I have the PDF here, which you can get on Gumroad for $35, which includes a bunch of never before seen art, a bonus comic, and lore. So if you want to go do that, you can do !PDF and get the. Listen, I spent 1 year and 3 months on this. I have to shill. I must. Anyways. But yes, so for those who haven't seen it, this is the cover. This was actually originally for draw it in your style, and then I was like, wait, no, this is too good. I'm actually just gonna make this the cover. So yeah, it turned into the cover. I'm still very, very happy with it. And yeah, people almost immediately picked up on the, wait, he has two souls. One of them is facing backwards, like Ren is. And I was just like, what? No, I don't know what you're talking about. It was really funny. But yes. So my credits, I cannot stress enough the biggest thank yous to my beta readers. You guys got basically everything. There's like two things that all of us missed. It's fine, we're human. And also most of us have dyslexia. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Chill to your heart's content. Make Technoblade proud.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I have to make techno proud, so I'm going to shill. I was too scared to participate in that journey. Oh yeah, no. This was completely unforgiving. Because I was just kind of like, if you can't tell, hold on, let me just 100%. If you can't tell, all of this, that was me when I was absolutely stoned out of my mind, and I could work on details to this level. That is the only reason it looks like this, is because I was cooked out of my mind, and I was like, what if I make it pretty? And then I went overboard. It's fine. It turned out nice. All right. So yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, this special thanks is also very, very important. You did it for a deadline for your birthday on it. Yeah, I know. It was kind of funny. This special thanks is very much to my Discord for rooting for me, and to my friends who helped pull my head out of my ass. And yeah, there's going to be a couple of changes to the Discord in the new year. One of the smaller funny changes is the admins are going to actually be renamed probably to Union Rep, because they are my union representation against my evil boss, me, for overworking me. So, yeah, very, very much. Okay, so we begin, all right? This background took so long to figure out. And looking at it, it's just like, oh yeah, it's kind of simple. I had to scrub through several episodes of both Ren and B-dubs to try and get this sort of a perspective, because I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never really had to do complex backgrounds before. Fuck. And this is actually in a setting where the backgrounds are kind of important. So I struggled. If I could redo just this panel, I would. But the rest, honestly, is great. Ah, yes. My Ren design. I think Ren's live right now, actually. Yeah, this is a year and 3 months ago now. Almost, no, wait, 4 months ago, I think. Kinda, but yes, very much. I tried to put like every single detail as possible, which I know at this point is so unnecessary, but it still looks good, so, you know. Just for those who may not know, this was supposed to be a one-off, right? Perhaps you should rate him if you're still, if I think he might be going to sleep soonish. I mean, I hope so, because it's UK. Ronnie should do reading. But yeah. Oh god, I have to read this out loud. This is but yes, just very much, you've kept me waiting. I do have kingly duties to attend to, Grian, because, you know. But this skulk, I'm still very upset with myself of how I did the lighting. Like, I should have put so much more lighting on all this detail work I did. I had a lot of fun, though, with learning framing and stuff. I was figuring out, like, my line weight, like, here and stuff like that. And just like, hey, what works well? What looks nice? Because originally, when I first started doing this, this was essentially just practice for Skyfell. And I was like, I'll do this one-off comic, I'll do some more one-off comics, just kind of get the, like, figure out how pacing works and stuff like that. And now we're here. Yeah, very much. You called me Ren. There is a cut chapter I realize I haven't actually talked about in the PDF where it was going to be a prequel that led up to this meeting because Ren was doing his kingly duties of making sure that everyone's drone cameras were being kept up to date and cleaned and not breaking down and stuff. And Grian's was in major disrepair. And we know Grian. He's a little prankster. So he was like, all right, I have to approach this carefully. And then it led into this. So, I flip-flopped with the wording of this string of bubbles for a while. Just, I called you here because you, my friend, have a reputation. I'm known as the king of the server, and you have previously opposed authority. Authority, sorry. Baldur's Gate. Uh, I have called you here for a simple reason. I wish to know your perspective on my rulership. Why is that capitalized? Uh, over our fellow hermits. I must know, Grian. Are you going to defy me? I was so proud of myself for this little cut between these two. I was very happy with these faces. Like these were some genuinely good faces a year and 4 months ago, and they still are. They're still pretty fucking decent. This whole page was such a mess because it's like, okay, how the fuck do I get Grian down there? I had to figure it out and make it look interesting at the same time. But it worked. It worked. And just how with each page that you would see Grian, there's just a little more crawling onto him, just a little more peeking out from under his clothes, that it's really just, and like his eyes are blue, the same color of Skulk. Just the build up to it, how there's more noise in the background with each moment that they're getting closer and talking more. His word bubbles. Oh, where are my notifications? Oh, why is it behind the text box? Froppy, thank you so much for the follow. Let me fix that real quick. Stream alerts. Gonna scooch that over there. There we go. But thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Welcome to the void. But yes, so this also was a thing of okay. It's still Grian and Ren. Above all else, it is Grian and Ren. How would they talk to each other? What is the kind of attitude they would still have with each other? Even though this one is totally fucking far gone, right? And just your royalist of highnesses. Because it's Grian. He's a little cheeky shit like that. I prostrate myself. I had to double check the spelling on that like 3 times to make sure that I didn't say the other thing. I prostrate myself before you as the leader of Nar, and I swear there shall be no rebellions against the crown. I will personally see to it that there will be no resisting of any kind. Just a good time. Just a good time. $10 for dramatic reading. Shut up. But yeah, like because again, this was supposed to be a one-off, so the whole thing was like, yeah, the idea was just like, oh, and then he keeps Ren in like a little fucking skulk cage or something. I don't know. And then people said, I want more. And I was like, oh god, I have to think of something more sophisticated than that. Okay. Guys, please don't actually pay for a dramatic reading. I'm doing this for free and for funsies.
No, they're paying me.
What? Oh, they're paying you for your dramatic reading of this.
Yeah.
I see.
They can pay me if they want.
I worry about you doing the voices.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
You need to make voices?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. Anyways. Goodness. But yes. And again, just like that was kind of the vibe that I wanted to keep in the whole comic of these are still friends that are doing a silly little Minecraft roleplay. Except one of them you know, girl boss a little too close to the sun. Just a little bit. Yeah. Just a little. It got a little out of hand. But yeah, like all of this like crawling skulk. I had such a struggle with these wings. But as soon as they didn't have to be wings, I had so much fun. It was just like, yeah, now they're just fucking weird squiggly vines. It's great. I keep so in the past couple of days, because the last chapter is now out, this particular page, this line is just very people keep bringing it up as like, I got shivers from this, and it's like, really? But yeah, that was kind of the intent, is that it's just like, this is someone that is losing more and more control over himself, and it's like, it's still him, but just being puppeted a little bit, because that's what Skulk does. It's still you under there for now, until it doesn't need you. A squiggle here, a wiggle there. The lighting sells it. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, this brush was like so fun to find, and I was just like, oh, what if I like use it for the texturing, because it like gives it this like really, it's like a grunge brush, and I was just like, yeah, that's fun. I can make like fun tension with that and like add noise as it goes and stuff like that. So yeah. And then chapter 2, this was the one that was just like, I guess we're doing this. I guess we're doing multiple chapters. This, I literally had to trace. I'm not even gonna, I screenshotted this from one of Scar's episodes, because I was like, there is no way I'm figuring this out without just straight up taking a screenshot and tracing it. So I did, and it turned out pretty good. All things considered, I think I translated the Minecraft vibe into real life pretty well. Pretty well. Into Skulk Generator. Yeah, so the idea actually in this chapter, because I still was figuring out plot, the idea in this chapter was actually Grian was supposed to essentially be like a living Skulk catalyst that just traveled around. But by the time I reached the end of the chapter, I realized, oh wait, no. He actually needs to start being a warden. That would make more sense of what's going on. And then the plot just started from there. Scarland is a lot, and like, did you guys see Scar's episode that he put out today? It was so, I genuinely cried at the end. Like, he's put so much love into Scarland, and it shows with every single block placed. It shows. But yes, this is, so I had the question a couple times of what was the time skip between this chapter and this chapter, and I say it's about 2 weeks. It's about 2 weeks, and then everything from there is also like a couple days apart, like a week or so apart, blah 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 blah. But yeah, I was still figuring out like word bubbles and lettering. So some of these are they're a bit messy. Also, the fun little Easter egg of the actual chat. And like these are, I remember going on Tumblr and I think also Twitter and just being like, quick, act like your Scars chat. And I literally just took usernames and I made them into the chat. And then I threw in some of my own because it was funny. Set to 75. There we go. But yes. I can't tell if I'd rather want a survival series continuing creative. Yeah. For Skitty. Any primers? Any primers? But yeah. with every chapter, I really tried to keep in mind the language that each hermit kind of uses just in general. So like, oh, it's that Shracker stuff, right? Because it's like, yeah, he does call it Shracker even after all this time. Mitch, hello. We're doing our little director's commentary read through of its spreads with some very dramatic music in the background. How are you? Did you stream? Did you stream? Did I imagine that? I might have imagined it. We love Shracker things. Yes, yes. And just very much, well, that's disgusting. I know that this stuff grows by lots of death, which means it's time for extermination. Doing the hot guy logo was very fun because I did make it from scratch. Because I was like, I don't have a good, clean. Oh, coming off from a bit of a headache. Oh, buddy. Bad meds kicked in before I stream. Buddy. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, had meds before I stream. Okay. I thought it was bad meds and I was like, oh no. Oh no. But yeah, like a lot of these names are like, hey, look, there's Bit. There's Bit. But yeah, so just all these little Easter eggs because I did want to like, hey, I got a lot of notoriety from this comic, so I wanted to sort of thank the community for that and just be like, hey, let me put you guys in the comic just as a little thank you, you know? So this nightmare page. Also, can I please get some like I don't even know what in chat for I did this skeleton by memory and memory alone. That was it.
You can get smooches.
Oh, thanks. I did this skeleton entirely by memory. Because animation is so for those who don't know, I graduated Sheridan College for animation. And in first year, as a part of the life drawing course, we have a bone test. So we have to memorize all of the bones in the body, how to draw them, and then how to draw skeletons completely by memory in poses. That was a part of the test. So part of it was a written test, and then the rest was now draw 3 skeletons, forward facing, side facing, and back facing. You have, I think it was 2 hours, go. So I did, and I made fucking Yuri on Ice references because I made my skeletons skate, and it got up on the wall. I'm very proud of it. It's a shame I never got to keep it because they were like, no, we actually want to use this as like examples for next year, and I was too flattered, so I was like, nah, it's fine, keep it. But yeah, anyways, and then this skulk was also just. I remember the stream where I worked on it and I was just kind of going insane the whole time and I was like, I did this to myself. I can never draw Skulk to this detail. It's very obvious that it's like I can't draw Skulk to this detail anymore. It's like just not in my wheelhouse anymore. I burnt myself out on it. The bone thing was a thing in med school too. Yep. These 2 panels have been memed on so much, and I hope that it still continues even slightly. The why does Green call you baby girl? That one's my favorite. And yeah, all throughout this chapter, the point was, okay, start to get people to understand what is happening without having to outright say it. Because I know that, reading and literacy and reading comprehension is not great on the internet. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to be a little ham-fisted with this, and then people still didn't get it. So I was like, okay. Wait, that is actually one of them. Fox a few weeks ago was like that zombie trying to climb out of the skull. Yeah, literally. Not even a few weeks ago. So one of the plans was for this stream that I would actually draw a full Sentinel Grian. But then I woke up and my shoulder was dislocated and now I have a pinched nerve in my wrist, so I'm not drawing for the next couple days. Um, but yeah, I was very much being like, okay, it's reacting to his voice because that's what they do, and then it was relaying to him because that's what happens with ward. I am resting. I am resting. I am resting, don't worry. But yeah, it's more just like really annoying. But yeah, this comic, so this particular chapter of the comic, I talked about it in this PDF of like there was a version where
Fox, our dearly beloved, we care for you, but please fucking rest.
I am. Okay, I am resting. But yeah, this particular chapter was a time to figure out just because. See, now you made me forget. Oh yeah, there was a version of this where Green was a lot more competent. And he. Let me actually see if I need to. I don't even know where that is. But yeah, there was a version where a zombie was during these 3 panels was walking up behind Scar, getting ready to bite him, and Grian just fucking like took it down like it was no one's business, just so easy and fucking suave and slick. And I was like, no, that's far too competent. I must have him as a pathetic little man. So I made it more of like a power progression rather than just a immediate fucking jump, you know? So yeah, very much a hi Scar. Hi Scar? Is that seriously the first thing you say after all of us have been worried sick about you? Like I was really trying to drive home the like this motherfucker vanished. And yeah, we find the castle completely covered in skulk. No one can get in touch with you, and the hermits are assuming you two glitched. Yikes. Literally at the bottom, page 39 of the PDF if you want it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, actually. Yeah, let's actually jump there so fucking quick. You guys are getting fun little previews of the PDF because you're here. Because you're special. 9. Yeah, down here. So this was the cut version of chapter 2. Just full on slick as fuck. But I was like, nah, too competent, too cool. Yeah, and VOD watchers. And this VOD is going to be available on Twitch for as long as possible. And then it's all, of course, this is going to be uploaded to YouTube. Hello YouTube if you're watching it there. But yeah. So that was exactly, it was badass. But it was too badass. I was like, no. He needs to be more pathetic than that in the beginning. And this whole conversation, I do touch on it in the supplemental Scar fanfic that I also posted on AO3. That this is the conversation that helped Grian kind of latch on to focus. Because otherwise he would have been lost for like another week. Oh yeah, and I'm aware of this typo. I don't know how it slipped past every single one of my beta readers and me several times. But yeah, now we just have a ceiling instead of a ceiling. It's fine, don't worry about it. Oh yeah, this. I wrote dialogue all for here as well. Just maybe I'll forgive you for the sleepless nights I spent worrying over you. Because, I mean, yeah, I did look for you. And then just blah, 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 blah. I did not even notice before you said, I know, right? Because I'm fucking dyslexic, so it wouldn't have popped up for me. But yeah, this whole conversation was literally just Grian trying to not kill Scar. And Scar being completely oblivious to that fact. That was what I was trying to convey with this entire chapter, is Grian was barely holding on as is, and he was hoping if I feed the skulk, it should quiet down, right? Because if I feed it, it'll stop saying to feed it. That's not how it works, though. Not with skulk. But this conversation with another hermit helped him. But yes, we continue. Yeah, just give me 5 minutes. Go wait outside, and then we can talk. Yeah, he straight up just vanished. They didn't talk. You can't escape the power of the hot guy. I love this one comment I got on this particular chapter of, I want to just have a moment where, like, someone is like, how did you say that out loud? How did you say your own logo out loud like that? But yeah, this was also fun figuring out. And then this was very, had to do this very, very carefully. Because it was like, okay, don't show too much of his sleeve, can't show too much of his arm because everything is supposed to be covered, right? And it's literally just the skulk wings wrapping around himself, right? So there needs to be a sort of structure there, but barely, because it's still not really solid. You're not immune to the Hawkeye, exactly. How did you do that with your mouth? Yes. Yeah, I did have another version of this as well. So in that original version of chapter 2 where he was competent, he was a lot more blasé of an arrow just being right next to his eye. But I was like, no, I don't think that actually works. And it's not interesting. What if I do this instead? And it looks so much better now. I am happy that I did that change. I know there would have been a lot of like fandom people that it would have been like, oh yeah, he's so cool and bad. It's like, yeah, but that's not the point. That's not the point of the story. The point is, this is a guy who is struggling to come to terms with the fact that he got overwhelmed and he fucked up and hurt someone. And he's trying to solve it without telling anyone else. Because, yeah, muffled dog howls of pain and rage. Yeah. Oh yeah, and phantom pain between these two very much was a thing. These little like ear tendril-y sensor things. This was literally this was kind of the skulk trying to be like, I'm sensing that there needs to be a thing here. So I'll try and make a thing, but it's not supposed to be. It keeps telling me to be there and there, so I'll put it somewhere in the middle. So this is sort of supposed to represent like Ren's ears a little bit as well. Just a bit. Chapter 3. Oh, so many people were confused about this particular sequence. I can only imagine what a pain in a limb you never had would be like. Yeah, phantom pains in limbs you don't have or could have never had, like a tail or wings. It's weird. It's weird. Hufflepuff, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. We're doing our read through. We just started chapter 3. But yeah, so this conversation, I had several people be like, wait, when was this? And it's like, so this was when he was working on getting his the dragon into the perimeter, right? And people are like, oh, so it's happening like right now. It's like, no, all of this is happening before Christmas. Which can I just say, the fact that all of this is supposed to happen around basically this time of year was not planned. It wasn't planned that I would then end the comic at this time of year as well. That was never a thing, okay? It just happened by accident. Couldn't have planned that better. And yet. But yeah. So this whole thing, because it takes months and months to plan, especially a massive slime stone machine and then figuring out how to get the Ender Dragon in the overworld. This takes months of planning. So he was just like talking with his two friends, right? And just I had a lot of fun designing Doc because it's like, okay, man's got one regular ram horn and then one like mechanical cyborg. I don't want to make it too complicated because I have to draw it like 300 times. What is this song? Why are some of these so good and then some of these are so bad? Excuse me. But yeah, just because I was watching a lot of Doc's stuff when I made this particular chapter. I don't really watch him much anymore. So it was very like I had a couple people who are like, "Why isn't Doc in the last chapter?" And I'm like, "You want me to keep track of 12 hermits? Why? Why?" Doc wasn't there because I couldn't keep track of that many people in a reoccurring scene over 2 chapters and leave with my sanity. Yeah, there are a lot of hermits, right? Oh yeah, a lot of people also there were some people who did get it and then a lot of people who didn't. This is supposed to be Optifine. And if anyone uses any sort of Minecraft mods in the slightest, you know what Optifine is. So this is literally just Doc using the Optifine zoom. Because I was like, how else would he fucking see what's going on there? Plus the man makes movies. Yeah, it was really nice because I would just be able to put on his episodes in the background and work on stuff. Yeah, it even has the Optifine logo. It's very faded in the corner, but it's still there. And I did have to triple check that that was in fact the Optifine logo and not the other platform that has OF as its initials, cuz I was like, "Oh no." guys, I promise. I promise. That would have been really funny though.
I'd pay for that.
Shut up. Anyways. But yeah, all of this like fucking goobledygook of like wow, he's really trying to play with the warden. That can only go well. I will say he's being pretty brave, the pesky berg. Huh. King sees him, but is he not aggroed on Grian? His sensors are reacting to him, and I don't think there's any other mob close enough, so why how is King not attacking, right? Like I was just like, okay. I gotta be able to kind of write like how he talks. Cause, you know, otherwise it's really glaringly obvious. The name of the people have a different meaning on the platform. Exactly. Glitch, OF could potentially mean a would you call it a social media, or it's kind of like Patreon except for, you know, NSFW things, basically. Where you only have one fan. Where you only have fans. Yes? Yes? I'm trying not to get banned on Twitch, okay?
Call it Battle Pass.
Battle Pass! That's the one. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, all of this was like finding glitch states and stuff like that. I was like, okay. Because I need to be able to talk like him. And so then I actually took that language that I sort of learned from watching Doc's episodes, and I was like, oh, well, let's actually put that into the whole lore of glitch states. Because glitch states for mobs versus glitch states for players is very different. Sure, let's make that canon. Also, drawing the little fucking Cubito silhouette was such a silly little stroke of genius. I'm still so pleased with it. But yeah, Oh, and like a lot of people didn't notice the fact that he had a bloody nose here. He was coming out of that conversation with the warden with a bloody nose, and like I even put like a smear on the hand and stuff, but a lot of people missed on it. And then it was only like 2 chapters later that people were reading back and they were like, "Holy shit, he had a bloody nose this whole time." I'm like, "Yeah. I planned this shit in advance." But yeah, I did have a lot of fun with this chapter. I'm still very okay. I very much am pleased with the composition of this particular panel. Cause like I just listen, it's a fucking like it perfectly shows you where your eye is supposed to look. It's great. It's great. Fuck, I miss it. See? See? Yeah. Cause it's a tiny little detail. The whole point is I like putting in tiny details that it's only on a second or third read through you'll be like, "Oh, you motherfucker." That is my favorite thing in the world, so I always try and put it in whatever I write. But yeah, like, oh, I had so much fun making this squish. This was so fun to draw. Cause like I haven't been able to do like slime explosions in a hot second, like since leaving the animation industry. So I was like, I have a chance to make a big sploosh. Let's fucking do it. And don't look like cum. Please don't look like cum. Please don't look like cum. Cause that's me anytime I do any form of anything that's mildly liquid. But it turned out good. It turned out good. I think the funniest for this chapter was I asked people, okay, do I need to like tag something for violence against slimes, but it's the tomato slimes that Doc has? And then D, if you're still in chat, you came up with the genius warning of trigger warning, ketchup. And I still think about that to this fucking day because it was so funny. But yeah, and like this is where I started incorporating the enchanting table galactic. So this actually says safe. It's just scratched over a bit. But yeah. And this last page I had a lot of fun with like these panels. I did so many different iterations. So many different iterations of like I have to make it so obvious this man is freaked out not because it's like, oh, this mob is in a glitch state and being friendly. It's this mob is going to kill to protect me. What the fuck did my friend just do? How does he have that power? That's essentially. I think I conveyed it pretty well. It came across pretty good. Pat, I didn't notice. Yes, pat. You just give him a little pat on the head. That's why he's got fucking slime goop on his face. And in his hair. Unfortunately, it did land a little bit in his hair over here. Artist just went Doc's face be like when you forget to Artist! Yeah, Doc looks traumatized. Yeah, a little bit. He's just being the best guard dog, okay? King is just so good at his job. So don't tell him. Okay, so chapter 4 is when I actually figured out what I wanted the plot to be. So from here on, everything was like a lot more, okay, here's the very, very intentional foreshadowing. It's fine, artist. It's so fucking funny. Yeah, so this was the longest chapter at this point. It was like 16 pages, and I was like, this is a behemoth of a chapter. What am I doing? This is supposed to be a silly goofy, and yeah, well, we know how that turned out. 140 pages of a PDF later. But yeah, so this, I actually I loaded into a Minecraft world, and I just searched for an ancient city, and I sketched Like I traced over it because I was like, okay, there's no way in hell I'm figuring out the perspective of this and keeping my sanity and posting this chapter anytime soon. So I'm just gonna save myself the headache. But yeah. This is also like the second time where you actually get to see the little drone cameras in action. Oh, cookies. Oh, my wife has made cookies. It is a good day. Anyways. As in the Discord just after chapter 2. Wow. God damn. A hot second. This is the chapter I was convinced to join the Discord. Ah. Tracing Minecraft scenes. No, tracing Minecraft scenes is the most ingenious thing you can possibly do. So a little bit of like a personal example. So Ronnie is the DM of my current Dungeons and Dragons game, where I am playing as a tiefling wizard. Her name is Vereen, and they're great. And we all work at a brothel, or okay, 3 of us work at a brothel, 1 is a frequent patron, and then 1 just is kind of with us as a freeloader. They sleep in the fireplace, don't worry about it. And so trying to figure out, because we just had a combat in the brothel because some shit went down. So Ronnie just straight up built the entire brothel, the menagerie, in Minecraft, and then converted that to be a battle map, like sort of just like figuring out the spacing of things and just all of this good stuff. Like, it's so useful. Minecraft is so useful for figuring out like settings and stuff and sets and nature shit. It's so good. Listen. If in Skyfell you see an environment that you think, hey, that kind of looks like a Minecraft place. Yes, it is. And shut up about it. It's so useful though. But yes, anyways. Especially with comics and animation. Yeah. Why does the hydrate cost 1K? Don't you like water? I do like water. I will actually. Oh, okay, drown. All right, thanks, babe. Thanks, wife of mine. Liquid. Thank you for the hydrate. All right, but we continue. So yeah, this too, I was like coming off the back of watching a bunch of Tango's episodes, and I was tuning into his streams for Decked Out as well, and it was such a fun time. So I was starting to like learn his mannerisms more. I was watching his life series POVs. Good stuff. And also just this particular bubble is very much inspired by the fact that I think this came out as he was finishing the exterior of the Citadel. So the 12 shulkers was very much inspired by the like, yeah, this is like 18 shulkers of just this kind of deep slate. And I was like, excuse me? What? That's not allowed. But yeah. So very much inspired by that. And it's all worth it for the books. That is 100% my voice in there because I love going into ancient cities just for the books and the loot. I love me the loot. And yeah, the making it look like a scythe was 100% like, yeah, he's doing this whole like dungeon master vibe thing. So of course he's going to be dramatic about it. He's going to make his netherite hoe look like a scythe because it's him. I had a lot of fun also with this panel. Figuring out this hand was a bit of a nightmare, but it was fine. It looked good in the end. It's much bigger than people realize. It really is. Yeah, like, time to flee with extra flee. That was 100% just like me being like, hee hee, dicked out. Big fan of decked out. Yes, yes. Here, this chapter 2 is also the chapter I started being consistent with my style as well. Where I was like, okay, we have the flat colors, we have all of the brushes, we have the highlight colors, um, overlay to make the lighter like light reflectant parts like on the skin and just any part that would be, facing the light. Oh, I have a plate of cookies. Oh. And then two different colors for the shadows, one dark, one darker, kind of a thing. And oh, this chapter was also the chapter that Ronnie started helping me as well. So can I please get some love from my wife in the chat?
No!
Pretty please, because none of this would have been possible without her help. Like, she did all the flats here so that I could just focus on doing line art, shading, process. Like, and just we love Ronnie in this house, okay? Yay, love for Ronnie. Yes, yes. We love the moth. We love the resident moth. But yeah, this was also the chapter I decided, nah, these hermits, if they're not like immediately focused on being on camera, they swear. We all know this. They've said it multiple times. So it was like, time to time to flee with extra flee.
We love your
Surprise!
wife.
Yes, we do love your wife. Yes, my wife. My wife, not your wife, mine. So, I mean, anyways. Love you. But yeah, very much just the what the fuck? You know the pitch that Tango can get up to. So very much that. There are so many re-recordings to remove swears. Yes, exactly. Because we've seen it. It's great. It's hilarious. And still, above all, just I'm trying to be sneaky, man. That's a Borden. That was you being sneaky. Because again, above all else, these guys are friends. They are still friends, even after everything that's going on. They are still friends. But this is where I started. This is where I started kind of putting in the nuggets of proper overarching lore, of like, listen. that no, they're starting to understand that hermits aren't trying to disturb the graves here, so they have no reason to hurt you. Listen, I don't have much time, Tango. I've been trying to talk to the collective of wardens. You've been what now? Yes, now listen, I need talking to wardens. Yes, now listen, I need a favor from you. I was starting to plant the little seeds, and man, did a lot of people not read it. I got so many questions that were the most. Okay, so you didn't read any of the comic, I see. But it was just like I felt like I was spelling it out, but there were still a bunch of people like in the comments sending me asks on Tumblr, messages. I got personal messages asking me to clarify. And most of the time, it would be like, oh, well, that's spoilers and I can't tell you. But there were still far too many times of like, I don't know what this means. And it's like, well, wardens are they're mourners, right? Possible to remove drops. Oh yeah, I can get rid of that. All right, no more parachutes. Go away. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I can see the stream is chugging a bit. I don't know why it's. I'm gonna need to do some investigating. Wait, actually, hold on. Hmm. Let me just see if that helps. I'm gonna be real fucking embarrassed if that was the reason. Oh no. Please don't tell me that was the reason. Can you guys hear me well? Is stream a bit more chill? That's actually gonna be so embarrassing if that was the reason. No. Seems fine, seems oh my god. Well, I think I figured out why stream is bugging. I hear you.
What?
Okay, good, 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 good.
Wait, what?
I think I know my stream was bugged out a little bit. I think I had the output bit rate a little too high. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. All right. I know I've probably been fine for some of you. But yeah, people on mobile, I know that was probably dying a little bit. Bit rate issues. That was on me. But it's fixed now. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So this whole thing of me essentially just doing a big lore drop. Chapter 4 was supposed to be this big lore drop. Yes? Yes. Cuz so in one of the recent, updates for Minecraft, the potted, like, the vases, right? That you can have. It's one of the shards that you can get is one with a warden on it, and it's just called Mourner. I had this all planned out before that came out. And I was like, did they get into my fucking notes? Did Mojang somehow hack into my notes on Google? Where the whole thing is that wardens are these empathetic mourners of those they have lost? And then they put that in the game? It's like, excuse me. But yeah. So that was a fun little thing. If Mojang art spreads and joys, I would fucking die. I would die. If anyone at Mojang was like, hey, I liked your comic. God, no. Oh, this is something that it's not this one. There is something though here that I don't think anyone actually picked up. I use the steel wool brush as an indicator for how the character's feeling. Using the color, using the intensity. But I don't think anyone picked up how stressed Tango was here in comparison to here. Similarly, I mean, yeah, here between these two panels, it's extremely obvious. I had so much fun with the composition of this. This is the first time I got to practice the popping hearts look. And
okay, so Fox, I have this great idea for the next chapter.
Get the fuck out. Leave. But also thank you for the 6 months. So you shit. But yeah, here too is where I started including all of the, like, galactic a little more clearly. And how Tango was actually feeling the stuff from the Skulk for the very first time. I absolutely love how you drew the hearts. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome in, welcome in. I love watching that being drawn on stream. Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. But yeah, like, all of this was like, the Nether can't win, we have to fight back. We have to protect the souls, blah, blah, blah. Because he was essentially just getting a direct tune into... a direct tune into what Grian was hearing all the time. Except he didn't really have the translator. Alright. Let's roll. 13! Holy shit, double digits? Look at that. Hey, D, you got a 13. Yeah, I did have a lot of fun with this of just Tango also again, it's not something I covered really in the rest of the comic explicitly. Almost a whole year of me annoying you. Yeah. Tango was kind of irreversibly changed as well. The whole vibe of it spreads is uh it's literally that one fucking quote of to be loved is to be changed. So yeah. The only one who hears the warden speak incredibly slowly in their head. Yeah, that is I'm so glad that that came across. Cuz that was the whole point is very much like a slow rumble. Kind of like how do I explain this? If anyone's been in a cave system before, it is very much there's always a very low rumble sound in the air. It's just like a continuous low hum. You can feel it in your chest if you're really quiet. And that's kind of what I wanted to like. That is what these guys sound like. I love big ears, like animal ears, just for the purpose of you can tell emotion. Yes, it's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are getting it. The wind filtering through. Yeah. And after a while, it's become just like the wind hasn't actually seen the outside in so long. It's just circulating through itself. And it's just a slow hum and rumble, you know? So that's kind of how I imagine the warden sounding. And it is sort of able to communicate. There are still some words that it so this is what was it? It was Watcher's gift or blessing. It was Watcher's blessing. This is a word that Grian said to the warden, and it just kind of mimicked the sound of it as best as it could, but it didn't really understand what it was saying. So, mm-hmm. This whole bit too was very much there needs to be weight in how death is perceived, yeah? Ah, yes, this. This is something that I don't think, or if anyone picked up on it, no one said shit about it. I'm just trying to get some help with a problem. You trust me, don't you? I don't think anyone's actually pointed out Tango hesitated and didn't actually say, I trust you. Because in that moment, he didn't. He was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. But if I'm to help, I need to get information. And I'm freaking out. So yeah, haha. Have a little bit of extra pain. Yeah, here. Feel this pain. Feel this pain now. And yeah, like there's some like hidden text here of these black pages are the ticks, in-game ticks passing by as Green is experiencing them. Because yeah, wardens and Skulk in general experience time very differently than we do. They experience ticks as rather than like a nanosecond, it's more, you know, like one in-game tick. There are 20 redstone ticks in a second in Minecraft. That's like one tick is almost like 1 minute. So this was 3 minutes of Grian panicking, thinking, oh god, oh fuck, I did it again. And stuff like that. I absolutely caught that, but I was so distracted by the lore dump I didn't think to say anything. Yeah, and that's awesome. That's awesome. I am glad that people caught that. But yeah, this reaction was very much he was about to start crying. He was just straight up about to start crying. He was like, "I thought you were dead forever, and I caused it again." So yeah, he had a bit of a bad time. He's okay. He's okay. And yes, this I had to include the crossover. I absolutely had to because listen. I was very, very much into Empires because I had just started getting into Mythical J Sausage's stuff, and I was like, well, I listen. Pearl is one of Green's like oldest friends on Hermitcraft right now. Like known him for so very long. Was there with like at Evo, all that good stuff. So of course she's gonna be fucking involved in this, and then this page is literally. I know there's like so many cool pages and like real feats of art that I did in this comic. This page is my favorite, and it is literally because of this fucking 3-panel sequence right here, and I'm so proud of it. Is pain clearer than of that hesitation? If anything had gone bad, if he knew Green couldn't be trusted, the death dialogue would have been the last and only trace of him. He knew Green and Ren vanished. He wouldn't have been able to call for help once he went through with his help of the Wardens. Yes, exact. You get it. You get it. Listen, and hey, if you have a Mythical J Sausage, a subscription or something on Twitch, you can use the emotes that I made for him.
Based off of this art.
Yeah, it's okay. So I don't think I've actually talked about that. Fun fact: when Sausage approached me about getting his emotes, I was like, okay, so like, what do you want me to like sort of base your design on? And he's like, I want the emotes to look like how you drew my character in its spreads. And I was like, huh? What? Why do you know about that? And he was like, because I read the chapter that I was in and it was great. And I was like, what? That's not allowed. So that's a thing. Very much artist blue screen. I mean, of course he loved this chapter. His character was in it. But yeah, God, drawing these sunflowers. I now know how to draw sunflowers, that's for damn certain. But yeah, keeping track of the sunflowers was a time. That's the greatest moment, but also the most terrifying, I have to imagine. Yeah, very much so, because it was a thing of like, oh man, I am still sort of baffled that there are creators who recognize my work, and it's just like, oh, that's not something I've really felt in like a good long while, and it's kind of wild now that it's just like they're approaching me for work specifically, and it's like, huh, that's neat. I didn't think I'd get this far. When I first came into Minecraft YouTube fandom stuff, I was like, yeah, this is just a side interest. Well, funny thing about that. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, this was me referencing the Life series, of course, because that's where he's like the most closely connected to the Watchers and stuff. Oh yeah, I got a lot of questions about how Sausage like knew anything. Oh yeah, also I don't know how many people actually noticed these are the little bits of obsidian. Those are just straight up bits of obsidian. embedded in his hand. That's why it was so dang painful. It wasn't just like, he split his fucking his knuckles open like Ren did. It's like, no. He got splinters. And it's painful and sharp. So yeah. They fell out. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. There's like the little black like dots and stuff. It's just the obsidian falling out. Saw something and I guess weird bone break or something. Oh, that would have been worse. I knew it was the obsidian. Yay! Also, welcome in, Sunder. But yeah, so this was the moment where it was like, yeah, he's not going to hold that like fun little like character pretense anymore, because this is the moment where Sausage. I like incorporating Sausage's lore into this as well. Of yeah, my character's lore is that I jump through the multiverse and I have weird reality bending powers. Of course he would see this. Of course he would see what the fuck is wrong. This man is probably like an expert in this stuff, but just doesn't realize that it's like a glitch state, not consciously. I think he only knows what this stuff is when he's in a hardcore world. Or anytime that he's like really, really strongly connected to bubbles, you know? But yeah, this line of no wonder he feels like he's in two places at once. Hope that tether stays stable for both their sakes. It was very much him being like, I know exactly what is going on here, and I need to make sure that they don't fucking die, because if that tether snaps suddenly, one of them is disappearing. And also, like, I overlapped two hands. One of those hands has a watch on it, because it's Ren. But yeah. Oh, so this chapter, before we get into it, obviously I do have to thank the cameos. So Kane, E, Scarlet, Metal, Caldwin, Evio, Midge, and Co. all made appearances here because they were very sweet on my birthday. On my birthday. So I made little cameos for them. Getting killed. It's fine. So this whole part in the beginning, this is them taking a break from doing searching stuff. And Scar didn't really let Cub leave his sight for a good little bit after they came back to Hermitcraft, after, you know, everything that happened. I still love these two panels next to each other. Just, yay, I helped. It was great. It was great. But yeah, this was such a fun little collaboration with people in the community. Because it was like, okay, this is host Cub setting up more hosts, making the skulk spread further. So I was like, okay, I need characters for that. I don't feel like designing a bunch of those, though. I'll get people in the community to do it. And then E comes in being like, hi, I want Markiplier's Wilfred Wharfstash as my character cameo. Thank you. And I was like, what? It's so funny. And man, I really caused a lot of people to gay panic with this chapter as well. Because, like, I mean, flashbang. This is now considered the flashbang in my community, I guess. that was beautifully, timed. Can someone please clip that? You knew it was coming. How could you forget? Okay. But yes, a lot of people died over this, which is hilarious too, considering this is it's based off of a meme with the Oscar Isaac Oscar Isaacs? Is it Oscar? I think so. Um, whole RP started because of that scene. That's funny. But yeah, lots of people were really gay over this, which is hilarious to me. But yeah, I was trying to show, hey, this is actually what could have happened to Grian. But because of how wardens are like made, which is they are made by when they feel genuine remorse after killing someone in their care or someone they care about dearly. So Cub didn't exactly resist it, and he was just kind of like, well, this is interesting, and it just kind of took over. But with Grian, it was never under his control. He didn't do it on purpose. He was literally goofing around with Skulk and then got possessed because of it. So this chapter was literally just the contrast. Wait. They're all hosts now, so your PNG is canon because you were in part of this. Oh no. All of these guys, I'm so very sorry to say, they are dead. They were used as fertilizer. Because after the results of this chapter, this particular moment made the Skulk freak out. And it essentially just was like, the host is fighting back way too much. We need all of the nutrients possible in order to keep control. We're just going to destroy some of the hosts we have for energy. So, no. All of these people back here, all of these people, nah, they're gone. The reason I look like this is because I just wanted to draw the Sentinel outfit on me and make it a little bit fox. Trying my damnedest not to make a joke about the skull eating. Yeah, not on Twitch. But yeah, this was very much, yeah. Skulk was freaking out and was like, no, we're gonna lose control over our host. We can't have that. So we're going to like take all of the energy we can from the other processing hosts. And then this, oh, you guys don't understand. I had this page and this page planned for, honestly, okay, I want to see if I can actually remember the exact moment. Apologies for any flashing. There may be a little bit of strobe here. Honestly, truly, I want to say I think I had that page figured out around chapter 3. Truly, genuinely. I think that was around chapter 3 that I had. Oh, nope. Oopsie doopsie. That I had that page planned out. Where are we? Oh, nice. Yeah. This sequence had been sitting in my head since I began chapter 3. So that was fun. That was fun to finally be able to post, and people were like, "Oh shit!" And I was just sitting there like, finally, all is being revealed. Anyways, quick break because I need to run to the bathroom, and we've also been going for an hour and a half. Yeesh. All right, quick little bathroom break. You guys get to do some stretches. Learn from my Kiriko, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Quick break. I just need to run to the bathroom. And why is that showing the old? Okay. I need to update something. Anyways, I'll be right back. You guys are very sweet. You guys are being so sweet. Thank you guys. Yeah. I forgot to do a lot of those stretches while I was finishing those last 2 chapters, which is why I have a pinched nerve. Yippee! So yeah, make sure to do your stretches when you're doing art. But yes, these last 3 chapters was when I was finally like, I'm so close to the finish end. It is time to ramp up. And then the chapter length just exploded. Can we get some noise in the chat for the obsidian? It looks so good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kiriko. I am very hippie with how it looks. Yeah, this obsidian was so fun to figure out too. Because I was looking at like actual obsidian, which can I say is so IRL. It's so fragile and just flakes, almost like mica sometimes. It can be sharp as hell, which is why these spikes are so sharp. But yeah. Him putting his fingers on there like that, probably not a great idea. Probably has a couple of cuts now on his fingers from it. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, the arm. Yeah, he probably shouldn't be doing that, but you know, he's got priorities. I know. There's an artery there. I mean, he turned out fine. He came out all right.
Yeah, it's a good thing bleed damage.
Yep,
isn't
good thing
Minecraft.
bleed damage. Yeah. Exactly. Follow someone that makes arrow and spearheads. Oh yes. Oh, I think I might follow that same person. It's good stuff. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. But yeah. So then we have the drones, which I love using these guys and drawing these guys. They're just so silly. They're so silly. Oh yeah, this entire conversation was so fun writing out of just no way. What doesn't make sense? It just seems like you're reaching, Cleo. What is so confusing about Ren being puppeted by the Skulk and Green harboring his soul? Tango said that's what happens when what wardens do with the fallen. This was directly based off of a theory that someone in the community had. Because I was like, you are so close. You are so fucking close. But yeah. This ribcage also, I'm very proud of it. Also done basically from memory, so read that chapter and it's something that hit me pretty hard. The way you drew the obsidian was awesome. Eee. Thank you. Ah yes. And here we see wow, I wonder why Scar is so genuinely upset over glitch states and gets so happy when he sees Jelly. Yikes. Anyways. But yeah, I had so much fun doing this 3-panel. That is I somehow just completely from my head drew that cat. And I think it's because I was a cat owner for much of my life. Yeah, it's a real mystery. I was a cat owner for much of my life, so I've seen my cat from that angle many a time, and I'm very, very pleased with how I drew Jelly. It's just so very kitty. So very kitty. Also, Zuma's design. This was super fun figuring out as well. Because it was like, okay, if you just look at his skin, well, that's not right. He's got an entire like helmet. Finding the references for the helmet. I literally messaged Sweetest Honeybee, who, if you guys don't know, did the art for Zuma's TCG card and is also like his official artist as well. Absolute sweetheart of a person. They very much live up to their name of Sweetest Honeybee. And I was like, hey, can you just send me any amount of Zuma art I can use as reference because I love your design. And they were the one who helped me figure out how to draw like his helmet and then also the bone. Just skeleton. Skeleton man. But yeah. Just I liked peppering in how upset Scar was with ever having to actually say why he was upset because it was like that is not the immediate important thing. The immediate important thing is getting Green and Ren back. All of these characters know that Scar has experience with this. Why would he need to say it, you know? I'm very much a show don't tell kind of a writer, and I know that that stuff can then end up going over people's heads, but I feel like it gets too clunky. It's way too clunky. Also, B-dubs, this design for B-dubs, I'm so very proud of it. I'm so very, very proud of it. Best B-dubs design I've done. I've drawn B-dubs quite a few times because of Life series. Best version that I have, for certain.
No, wait. Go to the B-dubs is right, because that's the best version of this version.
B-dubs is what?
B-dubs is right.
B-dubs is right. Oh yeah, no. We're getting there.
Best version of
Raps,
this version.
hello! Oh my goodness, hi! Yeah, you're a bit late, but it's fine, it's fine. You're here, so it's fine. Your designs in this comic, they're just so, thank you. Yeah, don't poke his eyes, that's weird. Yeah, the best drawing of B-dubs that I have and ever will do is just B-dubs is right .png. He deserves to be very happy that he's right. He deserves to be so happy that he was right. Yeah, drawing the end was very fun. Because I was like, okay, I need to be able to. Okay, what does the Hermitcraft end look like on Nightmare? It's covered in buttons. Okay, we're not doing that. I can add the entrance where they go to the Enderman farm. That's fine. I should also probably get rid of a bunch of the obsidian because Green's been taking most of it. And then some of the other hermits have been picking here and there at another column. And then, yeah, then it should be good. And, yeah, now we have the End Island. Yeah. All of them, this was the most like, okay, this is an intervention. Has to look like an intervention. Alright. Very much the let's talk, like, oh yeah, I had a struggle with Joe's glasses. I don't know what it was about these glasses that just threw me for a fucking loop so hard. Yeah, Tango's design also I very much enjoyed. Because it was like, oh, excellent. He's dressed up in a sort of fantasy dungeon master look. You mean the fucking genre of outfits that I know best? But yeah, I was so proud of this. I still am very, very proud of this. This progression of Ren getting closer and closer each page until he was right there. I'm still so to quote a certain hermit, I'm chuffed to bits about it. I was really worried that it was going to look a little too obstructive, a little too strange in the flow of things, but that's kind of the point is while they're all having this like genuinely soft moment where they're trying to say, "Hey, we're here for you." It's just imagine like the music going between like a lighter kind of maybe a little bit of a melancholic like a OST piano or classical and then just cut to a fucking dark dirge, you know? That's kind of the vibe that I wanted to Sephiroth's theme. Yes. Yes. Oh, you know what? Actually, no. Hold on. I do actually have a song for this. Where is it? Opticon Slaughter. This is the vibe of this chapter, I think. Yeah, definitely. And for the VOD watchers, we are currently listening to Slaughter by Harvo. This is from the Panopticon album, based off of the Magnus Archives. But yeah, so, fun things. But yeah. Red Winter becoming laddies, exactly. But yeah, during this like very touching moments, it's that violin section. And then just this. I had so much fun with this page. Like you guys, I'm guessing, have seen the colored version, the full color version of this, because I was like, this is too much of a cool page to not have a full color version of. Because I knew at this point that it's like, yeah, as soon as they're whole again, the colors, the comic is going to be full color from then on, right? Could the song possibly sent in the music track? Yeah, absolutely. I will. You know what? Let me do that right now before I forget. I'll send the whole album. Album link. And hey, if you're not a part of the Discord, you should come join. If you're over 18, absolutely feel free to pop in. It is a great time. You see art early because I get impatient. But yeah, it's a good time over there. Yeah. Also, shout out to the people who immediately caught that this was a Killing Stalking reference. Because yes, it is. I have I talked about that before? I mean, I'm pretty sure I have. Killing Stalking has the worst fandom in existence, but is such a spectacular comic. It shows the feeling of time moving slowly, framing the feeling of panic. It does it so well. Such just a genuine inspiration to me on like how well intensity is shown, right? Panel break right at the glasses.
Meow 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 meowing at Ren meow meow.
But yeah. Go back. So yeah, I was like, listen, I have to make at least a little bit of a reference to Killing Stalking, considering it was such an inspiration to me. So I did. Alright. Anyways. So that was that, and then I left you guys. I just left you guys for like 2 months sitting on that. I also had so much fun figuring out like speed lines and like, okay, choreography. Fun fact, this fight was supposed to be like 3 pages longer, but I said, fuck that. Fuck that. This just chapter's long enough as it is. No, no, no. So, yeah, this particular head duck is so practiced. I have had to do this so many times over these last 2 months. I know his timing, I know the pacing of how he attacks and swings because it does not change. I am able to avoid it. Fight scenes may be cool, but the fox is tired. Yeah, I would like to do fight scenes later in a different thing, not in this Minecraft comic that I just want to get done already. I like the font style for when Ren is talking. Yes, I was worried about like, okay, is it gonna look a little too strange with like a different font style? Nope. And nothing to fear. It looks great. And like his word bubbles looking kind of like paperish. I'm very happy with that. All the fight scenes are now reserved for Win. I mean, all of them are going to be fighting, but yeah, Win is going to be getting into the most amount of scuffles. But yeah, the whole point was that his voice sounded scratchy after months of screaming nonstop. Summon me to translate the galactic teaser for his angry words. Yes. Yeah. And I was like, desert hippie, of course, has to be the thing that he calls he calls Grian. But yeah. I had so much fun with his face. Drawing angry, expressive faces like this is if I could draw it all the time I would, but alas, you have to build up to it. And I built up to it. I spent a year and 4 months building up to this, and I finally got to release it. But yeah, this panel as well, the original version, Scar was originally going to be a lot more like, hey, I don't like what I'm hearing. Like, this is a little too familiar from Third Life. Like, what's going on? But then I had the idea of, oh, no. Scar is intimately familiar with what's going on. And so he's pissed instead. He's looking at his best friend, who he's been freaking out over, and is like, what did you do? You know? And Cleo, of course, the queen. The queen. Because, yeah, it's Cleo. I love this panel of just him. Listen, it doesn't matter how much of a glitch state you're in. It doesn't matter. Just immediately hearing Cleo swear is just immediately like, oh, I fucked up. No. Oh no. I want to slap you right now, but I have bigger issues. That is correct. Yeah, this was 100% referencing to to Limited Life, because Limited Life is still like my favorite season. I gotta be honest. So I was like, listen, I have to make the reference. I have to make a little bit of a connexione. And then this. This was the exact moment when Grian finally put together the last piece of a missing puzzle of, I think I know how to fix this. But then actually seeing it in front of his eyes, a /give command, he realized, oh. Also, these panels, I love this so much. Because I originally had them just going straight across. But I'm so glad I thought of, like, what if the panels are tipping over like how he is? And it worked. It worked, you know? Drunk Ren. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, I got so many thirsty comments over this X. I got so many thirsty comments over this Zuma. Yeah, that.
I'll stand down any day.
Shush. Listen, I'm listening. No. I knew what I was doing with this shading. I was very happy with how it turned out though. But yeah, this was a fun little sequence to figure out. I'm still, it was really hard trying to come up with a verbal explanation of what was happening and then kind of like translate it to something visual. Because, you know, despite being a primarily visual storyteller, I have aphantasia and weird synesthesia. Trying to convey concepts that are 100% sensory 3D experiences that aren't words, it's difficult. It's really fucking difficult because it's not visual, it's not verbal. There's no real sound to it most of the time. It's a feeling. So, uh, it was a time. It was a time. I did as best as I could. Also, uh these up here, that is Ren and Grian's literal IRL UUID. Because you can just get those off the internet. And so yeah, these two were trying to I wanted to do I couldn't find a way to do it. There is a specific one of the splash texts that you can get when you open Minecraft is just a string of rapidly changing characters. It's going through every single character in like the English language. So like all of the letters with accents, some symbols as well, and it's just rapidly going through them. I tried looking for like a month to see if I could get a generator to make that kind of a text, and this page would have actually been a GIF or a video, and their UUIDs would have been actually moving and glitching that way. Because that's what I actually wanted it to look like, but I couldn't find a way to make it work. So we have this instead. It's still good, but if you want what it actually should have looked like, what it actually could look like, it would be that, you know? Because it is a string of letters and numbers that are trying to self-correct, right? You know what could have been funny for an actor you thing? I know you wouldn't draw it, Fox, but like they had to get Ren drunk to actually do the scene because it would have been funny. Nah, they would have had him stone cold sober and just told them to act tired, because that's what you actually do when you're supposed to act drunk. You are told to act tired, because if you're told to act drunk, you will actually become drunk. There is a lot of weird psychology to that. So Grian just slurping up Ren, totally normal. Yeah. Yep. This was okay. I realize this is the stream where I actually get to talk about all of my fucking design stuff. First things first. The idea that let's go to 100. The idea was Grian is siphoning the essence of Ren into where wardens usually keep the souls, which is like right there in their chest, right? So it's trying to fucking bring Ren in, but because there's still a body connected, it's not going correctly. But he's still taking on attributes of the soul that he's absorbing. So the skulk around his face is kind of formed like Ren's goatee. He's got extra eyes because he's still sort of connected to the Watchers. He's got extra sets of wings because of the Watchers. Ren is falling apart like stone and obsidian because that is what he's been connected to. The strange little spectral crown above his head that is so inherently a part of him as he is falling apart. Also, the fact that Grian's hands are a little more taloned in this visual version. His hair's longer. The beginning of that bone crest that he's got on his new version is just starting to grow in. So yeah, lots of fucking thought went into this comic. Can you tell? Can you tell? God. But yeah. And then this whole explanation. I rewrote this several hundred times. Ronnie can attest to that. I read out this explanation so many times, being like, does this make sense? It made sense every time. Yeah, eh,
It made sense the first time.
I know, but it's stop.
What? Am I wrong?
People aren't stupid. It's just trying to make it as easily understandable as possible, but trying to convey a much more complex concept. It's a time. It's a time. But yeah, Green's face here was very fun to draw because it was like, yeah, here's what he looked like right before he realized everything was fucked. Oh, and if you go on my YouTube, actually, you'll see a fun little video that now has a lot more context. God, you have such a big brain about your AU. Listen. I I don't have a big brain for my AU. I am just very detail oriented when it comes to storytelling cuz I like setting these sort of payoffs for stories. And this was really good practice because my upcoming comic Skyfell that I'm working on in the new year, that's kind of all that's like a major fucking thing of it. There are things that are going to be just peppered into that first chapter that people won't find out for like years. So this was just kind of my foray into it of I need to practice this. If I can hold out for like a year. Oh yeah, my hyperfixation is absolutely world building. It is world building and storytelling are my special interests. It's not even a hyperfixation, it is a special interest. This has been lifelong with no plans of ever going away. Why I like D&D so much. Yeah, this one was also I love doing this page. It was very, very fun to do. Figuring out the like thin watcher halo, the bundle of code that was right there, the eyes watching. It was fun figuring this out. Yeah. I also just it's small, but Scar's hand is shaking. Just as a little nugget, little treat. And then this outburst, people were like, "Oh, why are you so angry?" And it's like, well, if you go on AO3 now, you can find out. Yeah, this face is also really fun figuring out because it's like, oh, this is an interesting angle with an open mouth. Oh boy. But it turned out good. It turned out good. Oh, there was actually a version of this last bit where it wasn't X actually giving that pep talk, it was Ren. It was Ren being like, if you feel so fucking bad over what you did, you have to fix it. They are giving you the tools. Take the tools and fix it. But I was like, nah. Nah. It's gonna be X. Because I wanna have this cute little moment. And then also just casually show the general sadness. Is AO3 down? This is another time I'm hearing about AO3 being down. It works fine for me, or it did earlier at least. Oh, it might be down just in the US. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, this last chapter. Oh, this last chapter. I had fun coming up with the design for a totem. It was really fun to just kind of like, okay. What would it look like? Cuz I'm not going to make it look like a fucking villager cuz villagers kind of look weird. It's down here as well. Oh no. It might be multiple servers. Let me actually super duper quick. AO3. Oh shit, yeah, it's down. It's down here as well.
Oh.
Huh. That sucks. Well, shit. All right. So later, we'll read it later. But yeah, it's still on AO3. It's fine. Really upset puppy with this emotional support moss. Yes, literally, I had to include a little bit of interaction between these two because all of the fucking my liege, you know. I did have an idea to have like more of an extended scene between these two, but again, this chapter was 26 pages. I don't need more. We don't need more, okay? I needed to get it done by fucking Christmas. And it wasn't these two, it wasn't about them. Like if I wanted to, have you drawn Third Life Martin before? I actually haven't. Not Third Life Martin. Yeah. I'm probably not going to be. Also, I am so sorry if you are coming into this stream to be like, "Yay, this person does fun Minecraft stuff." This is like the last Minecraft project I'm going to be doing. This is me giving my send off essentially. Me being free. Gotta bounce now. It's about to hit 11 p.m. Gonna snork me. Yeah. I'm probably gonna be wrapping up in like the next half an hour ish. We'll see how fast those questions go by because I have a couple of questions from people. Good night. Thank you for popping in, Raps. Yeah. But yeah. Also, listen, I didn't mean to accidentally make these two red blue coded, but that's just how it goes. And it's simply how it goes sometimes. And then this whole sequence was so fun to figure out because I was like, I need to make it look as dreamlike as possible, where just physics aren't a thing, movement is fluid, but it was fun. It was fun. And like all throughout, the crawling veins along his fingers going up and up and up. Panel lives rent free in my head. Yeah. Activation. Oh yeah. Like this whole part, this page alone is just like, I'm so fucking proud of it. It looks so good. But can I just talk about this face real quick? I am still stupidly happy over this face, and I just holds face gently, but like still this face, but just like, wow, I did that with my hand. I drew that somehow. Good teeths, yes. But yeah, this whole sequence was super fun to figure out because I was like, I don't want any panels. It's supposed to feel fluid, you know? And then this. I came up with the eyes and the teeth like last fucking second. I was just like, ooh, well, if they're silhouettes, there should be something interesting, right? And then I did that. Also, oh, whose comment was it that it was like the eyes on the wings looked like they were looking at green, like, oh shit, he did that. And I'm like, yeah, no, actually, fucking, that's canon now because that's funny. Just the, oh shit, he actually did that. Oh, snap. Oh, snappers. Uh, Ceaseless watchers watch me fucking give him back his damn self. Exactly. And then this is him scratching a /give command into the very fabric of existence. And then just color. I have been sitting on this page since chapter 4. This one, yes, it was chapter 4. It had been, I hadn't even started on the thumbnails of chapter like 7, and I already had this sketched out because I was like, I need to have it sitting there in its own folder for chapter 9 so I know what to look forward to. So I don't go insane waiting to get here. It was so fun to draw. And it turned out really good. But yeah, like the exploding wings, how they were just completely frayed off. and left like little nubbins basically. And then just going full color from there was good learning, good learning. I'm never going to be making any colored comics this intensely colored again. I just wanted to have that experience though of like, okay, let's try this. And I've learned it's really fun, but I can't do it for very long. At least not like this. Not to this extent, okay? There's still going to be colored stuff, but I'm figuring out some fun workarounds so I'm not, killing my hand or something. But yeah, like being able to draw all of these guys in color finally after so long of just monochrome. It was so nice. Because it was like, oh, look at them. How much XP he dropping? He dropped quite a bit. I think Ren, by the end of that, so Grian probably picked up a couple hundred levels of XP. But here's the thing. When you die in Minecraft, the amount of XP you drop maximum is 7 levels of XP. Which is absolute bullshit, and I think that needs to be fixed. I think Mojang should absolutely make it however much XP you die with is how much you drop. So, he had hundreds of levels, technically, but he only dropped a little bit. Oh yeah, this conversation here. This was actually fun to figure out, because I had a bunch of people asking, where's Doc, where's Doc, where's Doc? And I was like, well, I'm not going to keep track of another hermit. So he's not going to be in this final thing, but let's have an actual explanation as to why. So this conversation is literally, we're pretty sure G can't see the chat. The rest of us are going to the end to confront him. Do you want to come? And Doc said pass. And it's like, I know you're wanting to stay out of it or like out of this whole search, but it would be really good if you would be there. And Doc was like, you know why I can't. And, are you sure? I don't want to get my hopes up again. And he leaves. Because this is not the first time that they have tried to corner Grian or thought they got an actual lead on finding Ren. And Doc was there for every single one. Except for maybe the last 3, because it just kept turning out as nothing, just dead ends. And it got to Doc, so he just stopped coming. He has just kind of been isolating himself in the perimeter during this comic. It kind of sucks. It's like sad as hell. I'm sorry about that, but it's like, yeah, he just kind of focused on his own thing in the perimeter. He was like, well, one of my best friends is missing and I can't do anything about it, so I'm just going to put my feelings into Redstone because that is all I can do. Because every time we've tried, nothing. So, yeah, there you go. There's your little fucking angst nuggets, but it's okay because everything's fine now. But yeah, so then in quick succession, these basically all showed up within a tick of each other. This is essentially Ren as a profile has essentially just been reset completely in this instance. So he has all of his achievements have been wiped, all of his statistics have been wiped. He is basically a fresh player. So he joined the game, he got the advancement of the end, and then got post-mortal. Because that's how the game kind of acknowledges those things. And then, Grian died. Imagine Doc throwing something at Grian just out of anger. Absolutely. This man was furious after everything. But, was still like, okay, but you're back. And so is Ren. so I can't be that upset. And then there's this. I had several questions. I'm actually going to pull up the form because you didn't know. I put out a Google form that was just like, hey, if you have any questions about It Spreads in general, you can just submit them here. It's completely anonymous. And the sheer amount of people who had questions about this particular scene, not in the like, oh, like, so why is he seeing it though? Because that's strange. He shouldn't be able to see them. No, I had people being like, what do you mean he's able to like reach a higher Have you never played Minecraft? Have you never gone through the fountain at the end to go back to the overworld? Have you not read the end poem? Y'all, please. Yeah, they don't jump into the void. You gotta experience the end poem. Every time I enter a new Minecraft world, I always have to like sit through the whole end poem, at least that first time. It's a tradition at this point. I'm gonna switch it to 13 Angels. So, you know, I of course had that because he's a fresh player again, so he would be experiencing the end poem again. Except Mans was a little too distracted with, oh my god, I'm finally whole again, and everything is a lot right now, to really realize he's not supposed to be able to see these two. Because, as the poem says, yes, take care. It has reached a higher level now. It can read our thoughts. Nothing about being able to see them. So this is new. Anyways, we move forward. So yeah, to that particular question, where was it? Where was it? Mentioned that they have reached a higher level and can read their thoughts. So to that person who asked that, this is the end poem. You should read the whole thing. It's very good. It's very sweet. It's where the what was it? It's like and we love you because you are love or something like to that effect. It's a very sweet poem. And it's, fun fact, completely royalty free because the person who wrote that poem didn't sign any papers. It's free domain. Yeah, it is. It is free domain, which is wonderful. That's where it's from. Yeah. Let me pull up the end poem. Minecraft and I'm not gonna read the whole thing because the whole thing takes 9 minutes. Yeah. It's the poem that's and the universe said, I love you because you are love. That is one of the most famous quotes. Lots of people have it tattooed. I considered getting it tattooed as well. There's a couple of lines from that section as well that are very beautiful. But yeah, I like the line, and the universe said, you are the universe tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. That is my favorite line of the poem, but it is very nice. Someone read that poem at my funeral. Wait, huh? Someone read that poem at my funeral. Huh? Sus? Huh? I feel like that's an explanation that's needed. Yeah. I'm gonna try and read, not read. Okay. But yeah, so this last little bit, I'll try and get through it as quickly as possible, so people who need to sleep can go sleep. Also, hi, Crow. I speak to you from the void. I mean, yeah, everyone here is speaking to me from the void, considering you are all the voidlets. But yeah, this was me just being like, hey, this fucker has claustrophobia and nyctophobia at this point. Because he does not like the dark. He does not like cramped spaces. Bad time for him. This, you know those like photos that could be a Renaissance painting? This is my version of that, of this is so many things happening at once. And the fact that I was able to pull this off is an actual miracle. But yeah, this was very fun to figure out. I had different versions of how he was going to be coming out of the skulk. One version was that he was going to actually be summoned like a regular warden, where the sensor, the shrieker needs to go off 3 times before he comes out. But I was like, I'm already at 26 pages. I can't do this. And yeah, all the tiny little hidden things, like a couple of eyes over Ren's head, because he is changed. To be love is to be changed. And I very much love these guys are family above all else, is how I write the hermits. Above all the silly little prank wars, above all of the factions and team ups, prank wars, they are family. And they still love and care about each other. And since you guys have stayed here this long, I figured maybe just a maybe just a maybe just a little gift to you guys. That's Mumbo's reaction. There you go. And yeah, I'll just leave this here. And that's the only time Mumbo ever appears. You're taller. How fucking dare you? Yeah, it's literally that Markiplier audio. That is literally what it's based off of. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and for hearing out all of my fucking gobbledygook of this AU. Now, I'm going to rapid fire answer these questions, all right? Because there are quite a few of them. Where'd it go? All right. So, this is this one's from Wild. Which character did you enjoy designing the most? Honestly, probably Scar. Scar and Grian's Sentinel form, which is what you're currently seeing on me. I've got a Fortnite stream to do. Okay, bye. Have fun with fork knife. First time being a voidlet. You got it pretty close. There's no TE at the end. It's just voidlet. Like Violet. Definitely not the last time. Yay. So the code cannibalism thing, I couldn't figure out if that was the skull eating Ren's code or Watcher magic. I mean, that's kind of explained now. Yeah, it was essentially just Grian having bad instincts because of Watcher shenanigans, and he forgot he was a player and latched onto another player's code in a way that you really shouldn't. So don't do that. What was your favorite chapter to work on? Honestly, probably this last one. Oh, no. You know what? Cubs chapter. I had a lot of fun experimenting with color and style. You Frenched it. It's fine. So in the last chapter, Ren was oh, wait, we answered that. Why did Doc log off in the chat before Grian did the thing? I answered that as well. It's because he's been sad. How do you go about planning for different pages? I make tiny little thumbnails first, where I just kind of figure out, hey, what's a good shape for this page to look like? Like, what is kind of the flow I want for it? And then just tiny little thumbnails, translate it to a bigger sketch on actual sheet of paper, do messy thumbnails, and just kind of get the whole chapter down before moving on to any sort of cleanup. Because you need to see the flow of everything first before even considering cleanup. Dialogue, I wrote a bunch of it out before time, but before like even the thumbnails sometimes, because I needed to know what the flow of conversation was going to be like. And layout, I was kind of just winging it, not gonna lie. Yeah, the flashbang, honestly, that chapter, that was the fun one. What do you imagine the Doc and Ren reunion was like? I actually answered this on Tumblr. It would essentially just be Doc like freaking the fuck out, probably hitting Grian a couple of times, and also Ren, but then just like clinging on to Ren afterwards and being like, yep, you're moving to the perimeter. You are staying where I can keep an eye on you at all times. Which honestly, Ren does not really mind because the perimeter is a wide open space where you can see the sky from everywhere. So he likes it. Doc says he can't get his hopes up again. What has he lost before? No, that's just the sheer amount of times that there were close calls with Ren. If you were to do a plot point differently, how would you want to change it? Honestly, there's like more I would have added, things that would have helped pacing feel slower, like really make you guys feel how time is moving. But I don't really think I'd change much of the plot anymore. I changed it a lot during the process. Damn. Okay. Thanks, Kane. Would the multiple potions that Shelby used to cure Cub of the Skulk work with Grian? No, because Cub was a host. Grian was at that point a half-baked warden. It is two separate things. It would not have worked on him. It would have just given him a headache. Is the people Warden Cup, he's not a warden, took okay, or are they dead? They are dead as hell. Does Ren get any other pseudo-watcher powers besides being able to see them? Yes, actually. And that's something I kind of want to explore in maybe a future fanfic. Essentially, he's got that uber autism, aka sensory overload all of the damn time. I actually started writing it out like a while ago. He's just very aware of everything now. He's able to hear things a lot clearer from much further away, able to see tiny details, feel grain of wood under his fingers. Like everything is fresh, everything is new, and he's having to adjust with it. Doc can be his weighted blanket. Exactly. Any chance of saving those folks would have happened had Grian not intervened, basically. Yeah, probably. Would the nope, I read that already. Okay. Last ones. What panel did you think turned out way better than you thought it might? A holy fuck kind of anything with Angry Ren, honestly. Anything with Angry Ren turned out so much better than I expected. I was so worried about like, oh, please let me actually hit this expression correctly, and I did every fucking time. Also, a couple of expressions with sausage as well, I think, turned out really, really good. In Chapter 8, did Grian use Watcher Magic on Zuma? What specific spell was that? If there was one. Huh? Watcher Magic on Zuma? No. Oh, that was Grian literally telling Izuma to look at him with, like, an admin filter, essentially, on his eyes. Just being like, I need you to look at me the way an admin looks at code. And I need you to just look at me like that. I can have a brief flash of it because of my Watcher past stuff. But, yeah, that. 2 more questions. Does Cleo still become king in this AU? Abso-fucking-lutely, she will always be king. And the last one, not a question, a promise. I'm going to eat the skulk. All right, well, yeah, that's the end of this fucking stream. You guys are menaces. You guys are menaces. Sharing is caring. You know what? I'm free of this comic. Why am I complaining? You guys can eat all the skulk you want. If you read through this entire comic, you know, yes, I read the beloved comic, Don't Eat the Skulk. Don't touch the skulk. And I decided to do both. Why is Ren still alive?
What the fuck?
Oh my god! Fucking hell, that scared the shit out of me! Ren is still live?
Rage to him.
Yeah, we're definitely raiding to Ren. What is he doing up so late? He might be like ending stream in a bit, but that's fine. Alright. I'm sending you guys off to Dad. Okay, guys, I can't stress enough. Thank you so much for everything with It Spreads. This has been such an experience that has drastically changed my life. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evenings or mornings, wherever your time zone is. And I'll see you in the new
We
year.
love you, Fox.
Oh.
Because you are love itself.
I'll see you guys in the new year. Love you guys.